Yeah, is Mike going to be on the album Ghetto Billionaire?
Yeah, he's on it. He's on it. He's on it.
I think people love.
There's a lot more names, but I'm gonna keep it quiet. I'm gonna keep, I'm gonna throw the album out like your first album. You can read the back and see the features, the credits, the producer, who engineered it, who mixed it. So I'm doing it like that.
Yeah, I think people love seeing you guys together because they know like how real the brotherhood is. You know.
That's my brother, and what I'm going through, man. Some days I had to wake up and call him and say, "How's the cancer doing?" Because it hurted him more than it hurt me, and he would call me every day, and that's my heart, man.
Yeah, I saw something where you said that like when he found out, like he just broke down into tears.
Yeah, yeah. Cause I mean, when I first found out, man, I waited. I felt it for a year, so I was just ready to die. Like I felt all the lymphomas in my body. I knew it was no helping me. I knew I didn't go look for help. I just, at that time things was going wrong in my life, so I was just ready to give up. But then, like watching Mike and Capone and my brother and my family, I said, "Fuck that! I'm fighting."
Yeah, man. So take us through that, right? I was gonna ask you this later, but since we on it, you were diagnosed with lymphoma cancer, right? Is it Hodgkin's or non-Hodgkin's?
No, it is, and it's also it's also chronicle. Like it doesn't leave. I can never beat it.
Okay.
It's in my blood. I can never beat it. All I can do is maintain it. So like I said, the lymphomas, so a lot of people they get like 10. Like I said, I had 100 and almost 80 of them, 100 and change going through my body. So it was when I first seen the doctor, she looked at me like get ready to say bye to your family. And I was ready to. And then, Mike and them helped me with it. And then the doctor was like, listen, if you want to live, you got to start chemo tonight. And I was like, I don't want people to see me skinny, losing my hair. So I left. I snuck out the hospital. I left the hospital. So fuck that. Let me just go home and die and kiss my kids. And Mike Geronimo and Capone and my brother came and got me. I went to a video shoot after I left the hospital, then went home.
You crazy. You crazy.
Well,
What's a
matter of
video
fact, the
shoot?
same day I left the hospital, the doctor said I could die soon. I went and shot a video with Capone.
Wow. So
And then we,
take us through that though, right? Take us through like when you started to start feeling like something was wrong. Like what is your reaction during that time?
when I first felt it, I felt like little lumps on me, and then it was a big lump that got real big, and it was like under my arms, and I was able to move it. And then you start thinking to yourself like when they say if a woman feels a lump in her breast, check it could be cancer. So I felt like a couple lumps. So I knew it was cancer before my doctor told me. And now I'm getting ready to go to Queen's Day in Atlanta because I was hosting a lot of parties. And my doctor called me right before I got on the plane, an hour. She was like, "Can you come in?" And I was like, "Well, I'm about to get on the plane." She was like, "Well, cancel that flight and come in because it's detrimental to you." And I said, "What? I got cancer?" And she just got quiet. She was like, "But I can't say nothing. Just come in." I said, "I'll see you when I get back." And I hung up and I went to Atlanta. I had a party. So I would go there, I would go in the club, I would order 10 bottles, and then for some reason I'd sit down and be like, I'm about to die. So it kind of messed my mood up. So as soon as we got back, that's when all that happened. We went in the hospital. She showed me a paper of all the tumors in me, and I was like, well, let me just go home and die. And then I went home. Then Mike Geronimo and Pone brought me back, and she was like, listen, we're gonna start chemo right now. I said, right now? They brought me in and did a double dose of chemo. And that was it. Then that's when my body started changing from that point on.
What is your reaction when she says get ready? Get ready to say goodbye. Like how do you receive those words?
She didn't actually say it in that form, because I guess as a doctor she can't. But she was like, you could just look on her face because first of all, she was a doctor that beat every patient she had, she never lost. And when I first came in there, she wasn't my doctor. And when she read my diagnosis, she took on the challenge. And when she came in the room, she was like, I'm not going to lie to you. This is my toughest challenge. It's not looking good for you or me. So that right there was let me know, like, she said, but we're going to start chemo tonight. I said, tonight? She said, we're going to start it right now.
Can you take us through the conversation that you had with Mike when you told him?
I still was arrogant. I still was like, man, fuck that. Let me just go, yo. Let me just go. And then, watching
But
one
you
of your
called
friends
him,
that
like you just called him and said, "Hey, I got something to tell you," or like,
no, I don't even know how they got there. It must have been my wife was in the hospital with me, so my wife must have called some people. My wife must have called my brother, and then my brother must have called like Capone and Mike.
but at this
Two
point, you
people
didn't
he
tell
know.
anybody yet that you had cancer.
No, I walked out the hospital and went to go shoot a video. But but my wife knew. So my wife went home crying, but I jumped in a different car and went to the video. So while I'm shooting the video, I'm on my part, I'm shooting it, and then I could see Pone on the phone, and then I could see his head drop. And I knew that my wife must have just told him. So he came in there, he said, everything all right? I said, yeah, I'm fine, bro, I'm good. And then, I could see the tears in his eyes, and then, he said he knew what was wrong. So then they was like, you know what? I was like, man, fuck that, man. Let me just die. So they was like, yo, we going to a club. I said, we going to a club? Fuck, let's party. So I jump in the car, I'm drinking, smoking. Then when I look up, I'm in front of the hospital. But I still didn't go that night. I said, man, fuck that. I'm going home. I'm going to die. Let's go to this club. So I'm still partying. And then like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, Mike Geronimo, Capone, and my brother came to my house and said, where you want to eat at? And I picked my favorite restaurant. And they said, after we go here, you got to go in and start chemo. So we went, took my family, we ate. After the dinner, I kissed everybody and I went to the hospital. They walked me in. Doctor took me. They had security with me because they know I like to escape. And we started chemo.